Hello everyone, welcome to the course of Foundation of Quantitative Techniques under IBS Induction Program. The topic for the session is Measures of Central Tendency. Let's have a look at the learning contents of the session. We are going to discuss about the meaning of central tendency, uses and applications of central tendency, and different measures of central tendency. What do you mean by central tendency? A central tendency is a single value which represents the whole set of figures and all other individual items concentrated around it. Central tendency is the middle point of the distribution. Measures of central tendency are also called the measures of location. Friends, how many times have you used the word average in your daily lives? I guess very often. Our life revolves around average expenses of the households, average incomes of the household, average mileage of the vehicles we use, and many more. So let's elaborate on this concept. Uses of central tendency. The first use is basic description of data. Central tendency describes the basic data sets like the average height of 10 people standing in a queue, the average salary of a group of employees in an organization, or the average profit of a company. Next, it enables us to compare. And a stock market investor can compare the average dividends paid by two different stocks and then decide which stock to invest in. Next is policy formulations. The government, when calculates the per capita income, it is using a measure of central tendency. So accordingly, it can formulate policies for increasing a low per capita income. Base for statistical analysis. The marketing department of a company can determine which segment to target on the basis of statistical analysis of demand from a particular segment. Applications of central tendency. Measures of central tendency are used in all areas of business. For example, an HR manager can analyze the average turnover ratio of its employees and then can decide on the strategy to lower the same. Similarly, an operations manager can calculate the average production costs and can decrease the average production cost by trying various modern techniques of production. Let's have a look at the different measures of central tendency. They are known as the 3 M's of central tendency: mean, median, and mode. Mean is known as the mathematical average. Median and mode are known as positional averages. Arithmetic mean or the normal mean or the average, what we call it as. It is the most common measure of central tendency. It is the best for making predictions. X bar is symbolized as the mean of a sample and mu is used as the symbol for the mean of a population. As arithmetic mean is based on all observation, it becomes a very good representative. Let's see how to calculate mean for ungrouped data. The basic average formula we all know is we add up all the values and then divide the total by the number of values. So the formula is x bar is equal to summation x upon n. Let's have an example of calculating the mean. 11 MBA students were asked how much they spent on travel each week in pounds. We have to find out the mean travel spent for these students. So I use the formula, add up all the given number of observations of 11 students, which adds up to 187, divided by 11, that is the total number of students, and I get the mean as 17. So, on an average, 11 students spend around 17 pounds to travel each week. So here is the formula for finding out the mean for group data. Group data is basically nothing but when the data is given in the form of classes. This will be dealt in detail during the online video conferencing lectures. Next is the median. Median is the middlemost value. Basically, median is that value where 50% of the observations lie above the median and 50% of the observations lie below the median. To compute the median, first we have to arrange the data into ascending or descending order. We use the formula n plus 1 by 2th observation. If the data contains an odd number of items, the middle item is the median. If there is an even number of items, the median is the average of the two middle numbers. Let's have an example of calculating the median. 11 MBA students were asked how much money they spent on travel each week. Find the median. So first we arrange the data in the ascending order. You see, I have arranged the data in the ascending order. Next, I use the formula n plus 1 by 2th observation, which gives me the 6th observation. So here, I can use the 6th observation as my median. So ultimately, 17 becomes the median. Now here, we can notice that 5 observations lie below 17 and 5 observations lie above 17. So that means 50% of the observations lie below 17 and 50% lie above 17, which makes 17 as the middlemost position. This is the median for the group data, which again would be dealt in the online video conferencing classes. Mode. Mode, as you all know, is the value that is repeated most often in the data set. Remember guys, the initial two alphabets, MO, states most often. We have unimodal, bimodal and multimodal distributions. Unimodal means a distribution which has one mode, bimodal means a distribution with two modes, and multimodal means a distribution with many modes. Again, we repeat the same example. Here, just by looking at the data, you can see that 20 is repeated twice in the data set. So hence, mode is 20. This is again the mode for group data. There are some other mathematical averages which we will be dealing in detail in the online live video conferencing classes. Geometric mean, harmonic mean. Geometric mean. It is a type of mean that indicates the central tendency of a set of numbers by using the product of their values. It is defined as the nth root of the product of n numbers. Harmonic mean. It is used to calculate the average of a set of numbers. The number of elements will be averaged and divided by the sum of the reciprocals of the elements. It is calculated by dividing the number of observations by the sum of the reciprocal of the observation. Friends, let's try. Calculate the average profits of the two banks, HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank. Should you need any help, you may reach me on my email or voice coordinates shared on the IBS LMS portal. Thank you and happy learning.